Well, it's a tremendously interesting building. We boast that it's the oldest lay building in Sussex, and it's the same date as the church. And the tradition was that when the church and when the whole of the new town, the new Shoreham, was built in sort of late 12th century, they built the church, and then there was 220 yards from the church to the high street, and 220 yards beyond that, practically all of which has gone with the Ada moving its way purposefully towards Hove. But we were built, say, roughly the same time as the church, and we've had various excavations and tests and all sorts of things done, and we certainly can date back to something in the order of 1160, because we've got beams downstairs that are, when they were dated, which is about 4 years ago now, they were the oldest dated timbers in situ in Sussex, which is quite fun, and even older than anything in the cathedral. So it's a really interesting building, and it's got it's absolutely typical of Sussex. It's got flint, and it's got chalk, and it's got Horsham stone, it's got peg tiles, and it's got great timbers that would have come off the downs and so on. So it's very much of Sussex, I'm sure. There's no input at all from the local authority. I mean, they're very supportive, but they don't actually put any money in, and in fact we currently have to pay rates. But we do regard ourselves as for the community. We exist in order to provide a service for local people. We've got local schools coming in, we've got local artists like here, and I hope it's a facility that the Shoreham people enjoy. I mean, Shoreham has changed so dramatically in the last few years, with all the new building and everything, and the character does change. There's no denying that something like rope tackle has a big impact on the town, and also obviously the removal of the shopping centre. With everything going up to Homebush, people tend not to use the high street in the way they used to. So sadly, unless there's some dramatic change, one can only see that sort of getting more accentuated. I would love to. I mean, Shoreham is actually a very interesting place, and there's a lot of things to see. But there's, can I say, there's a slight lack of enthusiasm to promote it. I mean, we here in Marlipins think that we've got a nice little museum which we love sharing with other people. There's the airport, there's the fort, there's all kinds of things. And yet, to come here, it tends to be slightly overshadowed by Brighton and Allworthy. And I would love to see that change and see Shoreham in its proper place, because it's a really interesting place to be. I think Shoreham would always have its own character. One of my volunteers, when she moved down here, she and her husband had lived in Brighton for 14 years. And they moved into Shoreham. And she said they knew more people in Shoreham after 14 weeks than they ever had done in Brighton. And I hope that survives, all the massive rebuildings and the new flats and everything. Because it's terribly important that there's a feeling of community and people feel that Shoreham is special.